Driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Well, hello and welcome. Thanks for getting your pod on. Thank you for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship. Kevin is here, and so is the soldier. It is tie-dye. Soldier just said he hasn't seen his friend Matt in some time.
No, Easter Sunday.
Oh, okay. So you did see him.
I was making a joke. Jesus Christ.
No, it wasn't funny.
I know. Well, it's Tuesday night. You like having on funny people.
He went there. I was going to go there, but he was already winding up. So.
He does a good job when he's here. He's all right. He's fine.
See how he is.
We also have a guest, Tom from We the Hobby. Kevin went in there and was kind of blown away by the whole thing. And I was, I'm not as familiar, but I guess, are you into collecting? Were you into collecting?
Yeah. I've been into collecting essentially my whole life.
So what primarily do you collect?
At this point in my life, basically just sports cards and memorabilia.
Yeah.
And some like 90s Pokemon stuff still.
Oh, really?
That's what got me into collecting was 90s Pokemon.
90s Pokemon.
Yep.
And how much are 90s can you get for 90s Pokemon? Because I would think
some of them, I mean, just the base ones go for, $2, $3, $4, but some of them go for hundreds of thousands.
That's what I mean. Wow. How would you know?
You just have to know.
Yeah.
You can look it up. There's sites.
It's like cars and shit, right?
Exactly.
People know, and
Exactly.
but
You got guys.
what's the most valuable or rare item that's kind of come through your shop there at We the Hobby?
So one of the biggest cards we pulled was actually recently. It was the 2024 Jaden Daniels Black Prism 101. That was about $250,000 card.
What?
Yep. And the gentleman who hit it, we were just kind of waiting to fill a break, which is kind of what we do. So to kill
What do you mean fill a break?
break. So live breaking is what we're pretty famous for. We're one of the biggest, if not the biggest in the world at it.
So, okay, you got to explain this stuff because Mark has no idea what you're talking
I
about.
totally know what he's talking
He's
about.
kind of looking.
You're the dumb one.
No idea.
You're the dumb one sitting there not
No, I'm
knowing.
not. I'm thinking this sounds like the unboxing
I don't know what
stuff,
he's talking
right?
That's exactly what it
Yeah.
is.
So
Yep,
you're
that's
breaking
exactly what it is.
the cards open, but
Yep.
when you say you're one of the biggest in the world, what does that mean? People come to watch you guys do this?
Oh yeah, we have viewers literally from all over the world.
No shit.
We ship out about 30,000 packages every month, just for breaks.
Okay, because here's the thing that with collectibles that I would think.
Yeah.
We live in a world now where I don't have to go to your store.
You don't.
You know what I mean? I can go eBay. I can go whatever. I'm
Online
sure there are
retailers.
sites I don't even know about, right?
is, yep.
I mean, I'm
But
watching.
there's something about going to the store. And I'll explain what. I started collecting.
Did I ask you?
I started collecting Rubik's Cubes.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with Rubik's Cubes right now. Right?
Oh my god!
And I had more fun. I liked going
Your
to the store.
autism is showing.
Don't say that. You sound like
Why?
Matt. You sound like Matt. I've been tested. I don't have autism.
All right,
Don't say that
relax.
fucking shit.
Yeah, I think Bill Belichick has autism.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
you have autism.
No, I don't. Go ahead.
Maybe his 24-year-old girlfriend.
Yes.
So
Go on.
yeah, I liked actually. I went into a couple places and to get some of the cubes I couldn't find on because it's the originals. You don't want the freaking knockoffs.
Well, okay. Yes, I agree with that. I think you probably don't always know, and if you're not, you don't have the certification or know how to look at it. I would think going into the brick. I think it's a really good point, but I also do wonder if most people, because of that, the trust issue,
I think
right?
it's like
Right.
one of the people like me that grew up going to sports card stores. There was always
Well, what's the
there was
demographic
3 or 4
now?
that were right around my house. You'd go in, for $1 you could get
Yeah.
a pack, and you'd go in with $10. You come home with a bunch of cards, and
Exactly. It's we the hobby. We strive on the experience because, like you said, anybody you can go online and buy any pack of cards you want, any
Right.
box you want. People come into our store and go to our breaks because of the experience. Online, our breakers are just awesome. Like they're so entertaining. It's just a fun experience.
When you do the breaks,
Uh-huh.
Okay, like so did that was it Jaden Daniels? Is that who you said?
Yep, the Jaden
Yeah.
Daniels Black Prism.
Okay, did that come out of like some breaking you
Yeah.
did? Yeah, just you didn't know it was there.
I have no idea.
How cool would that be?
And that one, so that card itself, we were waiting to fill a break because you have to sell spots. It takes a while sometimes. So they did just a one box like random. That gentleman paid $38 for that spot and hit a $250,000 card.
So
what you're saying is
you're breaking somebody else's like I
buy it online at your store, then you guys open it for me.
So basically what breaking is we will put together like 6 to 10 of the biggest boxes out right now. And then we'll divide the price by teams. We'll do a random thing. We'll sell, if it's football, we'll sell all 32 teams. Once all 32 teams are bought, we'll open all 10 or 6 to 10 of those boxes. Whatever team you paid for, that's the cards you get. So if you paid for the Bills, you'll get every Bills card that comes out of those boxes.
Okay.
Whether it's one card, whether it's 100 cards, doesn't matter what they're worth.
Whether it's a 10-cent card or a $250,000 card.
Exactly. We don't keep any cards. We don't keep anything. You get everything that comes out for the team you purchased.
Wow.
Yep.
So what if we got Mark?
Wow, that's right. Wow.
You guys got a nice setup here.
Yeah, we do. We got a nice setup here. I'm just picking up Mark. I would think going into the store too, because like there's even car guys, right?
Oh, yeah.
That'll put their cars in auctions because people will see it online, and then they don't want to sell it.
Right.
Like there's a very famous story. Jerry Seinfeld sold a Porsche for $25 million. Had it in an auction. Nobody bought it, but he knew that there would be the collectors looking at the auction from wherever they were in the world, and he sold that thing for $25 million.
That's crazy.
And I think the breaking is sort of similar, right? Because I would think like that guy probably got offers immediately for that card.
Instantly in the chat, the second it was hit, people, I'll give you 50,000, I'll give you 80,000, whatever the actual offers were. Anytime we hit a big card like that, offers will come in instantly.
So
now you said it typically it's by team. So if I pick
correct.
If I pick a shitty team like the Panthers,
yep.
Am I paying less than I would say for like a Cowboys or a Bills that's got better?
Well, first off, the Cowboys are terrible, so we don't charge much for those guys. But, no, I'm just kidding. So we do two different ways. We do a random where every team costs the same and you don't know who you're getting.
Yeah.
And then we do a pick your team. So in that case, a pick your team, yes, the Panthers would be much cheaper than say the Washington Commanders because they have Jaden Daniels in the top.
But like, so right now, if I wanted to get the Jags, but I may want to wait till next season because the Travis Hunter card will come out.
Correct.
Right. But could I get the Black Diamond version of that potentially?
Yeah. If you buy it next year, there will be a Jaden Daniels Black Prism 101. Yeah. And whoever hits that, it's not going to be worth as much as Jaden Daniels because he's a quarterback.
Okay.
So Travis Hunter is,
but if Travis
cornerback or defensive back will be worth maybe.
Will they let him play both ways in the NFL?
I don't know, but you also got to hope that they're getting the box from the manufacturer.
No, exactly.
This could end up in France.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to speak to that, this past year, the Black Prism Wemby 1/1 got hit in Asia the day before the product released in America. So basically, the biggest card was gone before it even released.
Did it drop the price of the boxes real quick?
It did. Yep.
How do you spot a fake or a copy, a misrepresentation in some way? Because today, man, we can make guns on a printer. You know what I mean? The 3D printing. 3D printer, okay, so I'm just saying it. I think you can make a pretty good replica of something. Are you able to spot that stuff?
Yeah, for the most part. A lot of people don't.
I'd rather you, because I would be totally fooled.
Right. It is very tricky. We don't see too many actual fake cards.
Okay.
If we did, it's probably going to be a high-end card that somebody's going to, like maybe like a Jordan rookie that somebody's going to try to fabricate. That's one you'll see a lot of. There's a lot of fake ones of those. But for the most part, we don't see a lot of fakes. We'll see people not knowing the difference between unlicensed and licensed.
Okay.
And so that's a big difference in price. For instance, right now, Topps does not have the rights for the NFL or NBA. So their product they're putting out is technically unlicensed. But it's the only way you can get Victor Wembanyama rookie autos is if you get the unlicensed version, because Panini, which is licensed, doesn't do Wemby autos.
Oh.
So there's a lot in the hobby that a lot of little things that takes a while to learn.
It's reinvented itself over the last 30 years.
Really,
it used to be you would go you'd buy the set or you'd buy a box.
Yeah,
and
I
pack.
used to
Now
love.
it's all about these one
That's
of
what you were
ones
looking for
and
back
two
then.
of
You were looking for
twos.
the team sets or player sets, and that was it. Now it's the one-on-ones, the autos, the case hits, the just whatever's rare.
Talk to me real quick. Remember the NFT boom? I'll call it a boom and a bust.
Yes.
Because the NFT boom was supposed to be things like the Pokemon.
Yep.
I would assume that someone drew, or I remember the monkeys that were out there.
Yeah.
Did that
All
impact your business at all, or what was your
No.
take on
They-
that?
They still do that with football, basketball, and all those.
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't think it's really impacted us at all.
yeah.
I mean,
I don't
for
think
instance-
people understand it.
No, and like one-on-ones of those will still sell for 20, 30, 40 bucks. It sits on your computer. It's just not.
No.
It doesn't have the same. When people come into our store for collection, they like holding the card.
Yeah.
A lot
There's
of
something
times,
about the
there's
tangibility of
100%.
it. Yeah.
And then pulling it yourself. There's nothing like when we have a kid in our store who's a Bills fan and they pull a Keon Coleman rookie or something like that and they freak out. There's nothing like that.
And they do it right. I mean, they've got nice big tables and lounge
yeah.
chairs, and
We
they
serve-
give you
we-
the little plastic sleeves and the hard cases in case you pull something good out of your box.
Yep. Yeah. If
You
you
protect
rip with
it right
us,
away?
yeah, you get free sleeves, free protectors. We do serve. We just got our beer and wine license, so we do serve alcohol now. We have seven big screen TVs.
I want to see somebody get drunk, go in there and just fucking.
Oh, I was looking for the goddamn.
That's what happens. All of a sudden, I'll start fucking spending shit on Bill stuff.
It's awesome.
Oh, we got some Josh Allen signed jerseys,
See?
helmets, photos.
Where are
we
you
got
looking? Where
everything.
you
And
looking?
an old school
20
NBA jam in the corner.
Oh, we do. Yep. And we also have a PS5 hooked up with all of the modern games too. But we do have the old school NBA jams in the corner.
Any
You
Rubik's cubes?
Not yet.
Okay.
We should. We do have a chessboard.
What,
Okay.
what is the obsession? What happened? Where did this come from all of a sudden? Again?
Show us on the Rubik's Cube where it hurt you.
What?
Show us on the cube where it hurt you.
What, like, where did you, honestly,
Well,
where did it
we
come?
have them at we have them in the classroom,
Okay.
and the kids love them. So I started buying them, and I bring them with me, and they play with them. And if they solve it, a girl did too. They can keep it.
The girl saw a
There
girl
was a girl
saw.
today.
Yeah,
or-
awesome.
Yeah, a girl today.
Yeah.
She took one, and
Yeah.
she said she never had one, but I don't believe it.
Well, she may not have. I
She
mean, there's
just
this,
solved it too quickly.
She went, yeah, she
Dude,
went
I'll
5
tell you,
minutes.
like-
She went 5 minutes. She went 5 minutes.
I don't know what level. I won't say too much, but I have a friend who works primarily with children with on the spectrum,
Mhm.
and he'll tell me he thinks it's part of evolution. And
Well,
some of
the
these
kids
kids
are
are
great on 'em.
absolutely freaking ingenious.
You know, one can can't.
Oh, yeah.
And you can watch videos on it too. There's a specific pattern to how to do it.
Oh,
because I haven't watched those.
have you?
Yeah, I actually watched the Chinese
There's a
competition.
specific pattern in brain length you have to have.
Look, because this is the worst thing I'm doing. I'm fucking doing okay. All right.
Yeah, this is.
That's true.
I mean, I'm just saying from all the things I've known over the years,
Right.
this is sad by
They-
comparison.
Sure.
The
But
other
he's
stuff was fun, but he's helping the kids. He's
That's
at least
true.
he's giving it to them.
I mean, if they solve it, they keep it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So where are you buying them at? Like at Target or something?
Well, I've been going to Target.
Yeah.
I've been going to GameStop.
Oh, yeah.
They have them there. Ordered some ones online. The obscure ones, I have to find them.
What are obscure
They
Rubik's
have a
Cube?
50th anniversary one, and it's gold. One of the
Sides is
sides
gold?
is gold.
Oh,
So I didn't even take it out of the package. I just kept it in there.
and how much
It's his retirement.
How do you find like
God, I hope
if
so.
something's still in the package, and that's more probably toys and things than that, but would that be something that people could sell somewhere else? Could you steer them in the right direction?
Yeah. So we do actually get people calling about like sealed 80s and 90s wax. Unfortunately, that stuff is what we can call like junk wax era.
Yeah,
They just
yeah.
mass produced it. Nothing really made it special. So we usually direct them to like try yard sales, flea markets, online, stuff like that. Our shop deals with more like higher end, so to speak,
Right.
and more modern. We don't really deal with anything beyond like 2017 usually.
There was a video I saw the other day of some card store somewhere, and they had like a 90s pack unopened of like Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
It was like
those
$600 or $800 for the pack or something crazy. Like I think it was Logan Paul.
it could have
It might
been
have
more
been.
than that. Some of those sealed packs from the 90s go for thousands of dollars.
It was just
Can you
crazy. Like,
imagine?
we're gonna buy.
No,
this
I
and-
can't.
yeah,
That's
see what
the thing
happens.
is like, because I guess just like anything,
Yeah.
it's only as valuable as someone's willing to pay you for it.
Oh, they pay for it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just started a Pokemon channel, a Pokemon breaking channel. We the hobby. And the first week they did a 1990s sealed Team Rocket box that was worth almost $30,000.
Tom, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
Did you ever think that you'd be 36 years old and be excited about Pokemon cards? I mean, they're worth money. I'm not trying to. I just go like that's. So,
you don't get excited about anything except for freaking Guinness and freaking
yes, that's
fish
right.
fries.
No, we do have Guinness at We the Hobby.
I would love.
I'm going.
We have Guinness.
I love Guinness. That's is there a holy grail for yourself that you've been looking for, like for you personally?
For me, even though I'm a Celtics fan, obviously I grew up in the 90s, so Jordan was the only thing anybody wanted to be like. So for me, it would still be an 86 Fleer rookie. Jordan.
Wow.
Rookie, yeah. They're coming down in price. During Corona, the PSA 10s were up to $500,000.
What?
And the PSA 9s were around 100,000. Now the PSA 9s are down to around 18,000.
Oh, it's nothing.
Yeah, well, it's still decent money, but down from 100 to 18. And in the lower level, like the PSA 2s and 3s are selling for.
Did things go up during COVID for you guys?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh man, COVID is basically what started our company.
Yeah.
We started during COVID.
As online?
No, as a company. We started in 2021 with just 2 employees, and now I don't know the exact amount, but we're over 150
employees at the store.
Employees. Yep. We're
It's
Rochester.
amazing.
Last year, I'm pretty sure we were Rochester's fastest growing company.
Really?
Yep. I was.
Congratulations. That's
I think I was like
something.
the 20th person hired. I've been there for almost 3 years. It's been an absolutely crazy ride.
Yeah.
Do you guys work with helping people to get stuff graded as well?
So that's actually an avenue we're looking into right now. We haven't had the time because it's a very time consuming process, but we're looking into hiring 1 or 2 people that might be able to fill that role where we could help that. Right now, unfortunately, we're just too busy. So right now, no, but hopefully in the near future we will.
So when you guys do the breaking, you have a YouTube channel?
So we break on Whatnot and Fanatics. Those are 2 apps.
Fucking love it.
Yeah, Fanatics
Fucking
Live. They're a big company. Fanatics in general.
Did not even know.
Yep.
Fanatics. And what's the other one?
Whatnot.
Whatnot.
Yep.
And what does Whatnot do?
It's basically just an app for people to go on there and sell stuff, whether it be breaks, individual cards. People sell stuff that's not even sports related.
Yeah.
Just an app you can go on there and watch people auction stuff off and sell different things in different ways.
I will say I have
It's
sat
addicting.
and watched car auctions.
Oh, I love watching car
I
auctions.
do.
It's just the excitement of it,
Fuck,
especially
it's
when
so
somebody's in
great.
a bid. It's like,
Yes.
oh man, I'll take
Yeah, and you know somebody put a lot of love and sweat and
Yep.
and muscle behind this rebuild,
Yeah.
and all that. What
Somebody it could have been
it
their
is,
father,
it is.
son, kids.
I do. I think that's I had no idea that this would be explode like I collected baseball cards as a kid.
Yep.
And I left it behind. I used to categorize
Left them in your
them.
bike spokes.
What
Yep.
about
Yeah, I had a few of those.
all the Star Wars stuff?
I never collected that
Yeah,
stuff.
I
but
did. I would be a millionaire right now.
Really?
Speaking of Star Wars, May the 4th is coming up,
All those dorks.
and we are.
Wait
running
a
Star
second.
Wars
You
special.
just said you collected it.
When I was fucking 7.
Okay, that's what I mean.
But wait, are you collecting Rubik's cubes?
Yeah, that's different.
He's doing it for
mind.
he's doing it because he teaches.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
So he's got the kids in there doing that. I think that's really interesting. We did. I know that question was asked. I don't know that I got answered. Where is We the Hobby?
So we're located on 23 Arlington Street, right in Rochester. It's kind of off of Goodman and University.
Neighborhood of the
Oh,
Arts.
okay.
Yep, you're right
Neighborhood
in
of the
Neighborhood
Arts.
Yep, right
Yeah.
next to Village Gate.
Oh, great.
Yep.
It goes to the Barrel Dells.
Yeah, right up the road.
Yes, right up the road. Look at
Not that I would know that.
No, landmarks. It's all about
Right.
landmarks.
It's just
Yeah,
because it's been there forever.
Yeah.
I would have said School of the Arts, but Mark's got Barrel of
I
Dolls.
know. Well, it's this is why Rubik's cubes are his
I
friend
think.
today.
What would your listeners be? What would they go with? School of the Arts, or would they go with freaking the Barrel?
It depends.
if I'm throwing-
I think
if
we
I'm-
dip a toe in both areas.
If I'm throwing
You know,
my GPS so my wife doesn't see it, I'm not putting Barrel of Dolls. I'm putting School of the Arts.
That's very true.
I'm in enough trouble as it is. So
why? What happened?
We'll get
buddy?
there.
What happened?
why don't we take a break?
All right, we can do that. There's a classic rock Cold War that's going on.
Explain.
Oh, we will right after this. Feel free to stay. Don't.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I got a few more. I got
Still gets the hair on your face.
Thank you.
Isn't this called Encore? Thank you. Good night.
Something I haven't heard it.
Yeah, this is it. Well, he hasn't spoken to Alex Van Halen in 21 years, according to Rolling Stone magazine.
Whoa.
Sammy
Yes, that's true.
have not spoken.
He has said that Eddie's come to him in a few different dreams
Yeah,
to write stuff.
yeah. Encore. Thank you. Good night. This is it. But when a band like that breaks up,
Alex doesn't really talk to anybody. He did an interview a couple months ago with, I want to say it was Dan Rather.
probably on AXS or Access or
Yeah.
something. I think Dan does a pretty good job with these interviews.
I think he does too.
I do. I mean, like he's talking to Ryan, like just cooler
This guy's
people. that-
102 years old.
Yeah.
He knows his shit.
But you know, the soul of the band when a band breaks up and the band lives on. Like Van Halen lives
I
on.
mean, they had 2 lives.
They had 2 lives, absolutely, but then you have this. Well, 3 sort of.
2.5.
Okay, the Gary Cherone.
Gary Cherone.
I made a joke out of it. Kevin thinks he was like a really good singer.
I thought it would have worked if they didn't tease with David Lee Roth on MTV.
He sounded just like Sammy when he was singing.
Yeah, and he could sing and he could do a lot of the older stuff because his voice was bad. His voice was
Because he would do it too.
yeah.
Sammy didn't want to do it.
Right.
Man.
It would have worked if they didn't do that. Remember when they came out on MTV, so everybody was ready for the Dave reunion.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they put Gary Cherone in. No one wanted that. So
And
They did the reunion with Dave in '96. They did 2 songs and they were already hated him after about 20 minutes.
yeah,
Really?
That's when they went to
were
Gary
done with
Cherone.
him. And then when Gary Cherone didn't work out, they brought Sammy back, right?
For a minute or two, Eddie shows up in dreams for Sammy. Alex won't show up in person. Right? Yes, it's a weird thing. You're like getting ghosted in real life and visited in the afterlife.
Well, Alex has just kind of gone off the grid. I think he sold everything he had.
21 years to us. I don't know. It just seems, you know what? That time can go quickly. Clearly,
Well,
we've all seen that,
Alex
right?
seems to think. Well, if you read the book's fantastic.
Whose
Alex-
book? Alex's book.
Alex's,
Yeah,
yeah.
he never mentioned Sammy in that memoir.
It's mentioned maybe once.
Oh, really?
About Montrose, not that Sammy was in the band.
21
But-
years doesn't add up because they did a tour, unless they didn't speak to each other all on the tour.
They might
They
not.
did a tour in 04.
Separate buses.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's 05.
yeah,
It's 25. So that's 21 years ago.
yeah.
Holy
I know.
shit! See,
But
Right.
I think the tour went into, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
All
But-
I'm saying is that
yeah.
is that I think Alex liked the David Lee Roth era. I think he liked.
Yeah.
that
Well,
type.
David Lee Roth was a great showman. They were coming in. They
But
were
they
all
were-
younger, but Sammy wrote better stuff.
Well, Sammy was a better singer.
Yes. Yeah.
But
This
I don't
is
know.
Interesting.
it's just reading the book. I got out of it that him and Dave. Don't forget when Eddie died, Van Halen with Dave was still together. They didn't break up. So if Eddie would have lived, they would have done something.
Oh yeah, they were talking about. I always thought they should have done the Sam and Dave tour. I thought that was talked
They've
about.
tried that tour 15 times.
and
And
it'll
it
never
lasts
work.
about 6 shows. And then
So
Dave
they
gets
did
deep.
do it.
Yeah,
Like,
Not
I
with
mean-
Van Halen. They've gone out. Sammy's gone out as the Red Rock on his
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
tour
yeah.
and done it with Dave. And the
Did
night
it?
Dave doesn't headline, they usually flip flop. But the night Dave doesn't headline, he gets all pissy and bitchy and throws fits backstage.
Like he doesn't know that he's not going to be headlining those nights
Right.
at a time.
He does.
Flip a coin.
and Sammy would just stay on his bus until it was time to go out on the stage, just so he had
Jeez.
no contact with Dave.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to get into all the pissing match. Anyway, I don't know. Does rock stuff, is it in the collectible world? And I know that you are more sports memorabilia, so you may not know. But is rock stuff of value?
Yeah, actually, you were talking about Pawn Stars earlier. I watched a couple shows on A&E, and they Pawn Stars actually just did one where they went to an auction where they sold Janis Joplin's dress that she wore. I think it was at Woodstock.
Yeah.
And they sold one of Elvis's jackets that he wore all the time. Those sold for tens of thousands of dollars. So
I would think the Elvis stuff. You know where Elvis is really big in Asia. I think Japan.
Oh, yeah, they love.
I
Elvis.
think like they pay big money for Elvis stuff.
Same with Kobe Bryant.
In Japan, yes.
Yeah. Yep. Kobe Bryant was huge in Asia.
I remember him. Why was he over there with the Lakers at some point? Like,
When
did they kick off a season or something?
Yeah, where they had the famous videos of him walking the Great Wall and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So all that stuff sells. Yeah,
Oh,
because I'm trying to think. Like, I was never really got into collecting, other than being a kid with baseball cards.
Yeah.
But I'm always amazed when you walk in and somebody has a cool collection. Well, it's not just thrown in a closet somewhere or still in a box, like it's displayed. You know what I mean?
I used to have that, and then I had kids. Now it's in the box.
What was displayed?
I had also. I'm just working in radio with you. I had autographs and stuff.
Yeah,
that I've gotten from people, just 8x10.
I never did. I should
different like jerseys and stuff that I'd gotten.
Spent 30 years dead. And
I don't think I would do it all again at this point. Now I think it's just let me take a picture with you.
Well, that's
like when we had Orlando Jones in there. I'm like, I didn't want his autograph.
Just to remember the
a
memory
picture
when you
with him.
can't remember it anymore.
right. Well, but so what were you saying earlier about like authentication? If somebody did you ask about someone taking a picture like I got this sign, so I take a selfie and people go, hey, that could be photoshopped.
Yeah, so like, and he was bringing it up with the Emmitt Smith football too. Basically, it's called the COA certificate of authentication. So if anybody gets like, you go meet somebody and you get just a ball signed or a bat signed or whatever, if you get it done professionally, they'll give you a sticker that goes with that signing, so anybody can just punch in the numbers, look it up, and all right, this bat was signed at this date at this place, and it's legit. Without those COAs, people won't really touch the stuff because most likely is fake.
Yeah.
Because why else would they not have it? Unless it's older. That's what I was saying. The jerseys I have, the guy got pictures of Brett Favre signing it in the 90s because they weren't going to get a COA.
Will the Brett Favre stuff or memorabilia become more valuable? There's the docuseries that's coming out.
Yep. So with anytime something like that comes out, there'll definitely be a little spike.
Because that girl is saying, like, the woman that he's accused of sending dick pics to, or
the Jets staffer.
Yeah, she says it like ruined her life or whatever goes on in there. And I don't know that ruined her life seems like a very dramatic statement, but I bet that chick got a lot of nasty things from people.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the picture itself that ruined her life or the backlash that came from it. Yeah, I'm sure it was that.
Backlash.
Well, there's a former radio guy in town that you are not a huge fan of, that does a huge sports card show every year out in Batavia and brings in a bunch of old Sabres, brings in
a lot of old Bills
what
players.
Radio guy am I not a fan? I love all of them.
Okay, we'll tell you off the air.
No, I want to hear this on there. Come on.
Used to be an assistant program director with really long hair that you didn't really like at CMF.
System program.
Oh,
I don't mind that guy.
How did you like that guy?
It's fine. He was an assistant program director. Well, maybe he was.
And he was he was
a producer. Yeah. That was my favorite story. That was the time I was in between.
Was he the one that finally produced his final exit?
He got it. He's the one. He does a collectible.
He does a big show every year out Batavia Down.
Yeah, the Batavia show's pretty big.
They bring in a lot of old Bills, Sabres. They've had Mike Pekka from they bring in all sorts of big name guys.
Yeah, he was a really smart guy. If it's what I'm thinking of.
But he lived in the fantasy world a little bit. He told me that he would make the New York Giants team.
I mean, maybe
he honestly believed he'd make
maybe now.
I mean, and he was old. I mean, he was older, back then. And he also told me that he would be more Survivor, the band Survivor would be more successful if he was in it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that sounds all about accurate.
I always liked the guy, he was always good to me. So,
do you guys have any events coming up?
So every third Saturday of the month, we do a trade event at our store, which is kind of like you say with the Batavia show, but on a much smaller level. We do sell tickets to that. You can go on our Instagram or anywhere on social media, on all the social media.
You on Blue Sky?
That one I don't know.
Yeah. It's like the thing we're
Are you just
all
making shit up now?
no.
Over there, over there, Bill Belichick.
Hang on. I only asked because he brought up the Fanatics stuff before, and I didn't know that. Yeah. And I thought it could be. I don't know how Blue Sky is doing. It's kind of a Facebook-like, but maybe a little friendlier. But it was supposed to be attracting kids and stuff.
Is it Trump's Facebook?
No. No. We call golden hair or something. This is Blue Sky. This is so anyway, you're on all the social media.
Yeah, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all that kind of stuff.
And then you get the trade show. So what happens at a trade show?
Yes.
I can come in and just swap. I'll trade you this for that.
Yeah, so you can trade, you can buy, you can sell, you can do anything. We have set tables up so people can bring their collections in, put them on the table and sell them. If you don't want a table, you can just buy a general admission ticket. All tickets include all you can eat pizza. And you just walk around, buy,
all you can eat pizza.
All you can eat pizza.
Have you seen some of these collectors?
Oh yeah,
they eat some fucking pizza.
I think we got went through 4 sheet pizzas last time.
Holy shit!
So, in a 4-hour or 5-hour event.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's not too bad.
That's actually not too bad.
It's not bad. Yeah.
But now that you got the liquor license, that's huge because you could go, like we were saying, you could go in there, even buy a couple of cheap boxes for $100.
What if I don't?
Yeah. You could be in there for 3-4 hours.
We're having.
What if I just want to go in and
specials.
drink?
You can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have a limit. We're not obviously a bar, so we don't let people get drunk. But if you want to come in and have 3, 4, 5 beer, you know.
What if someone want to come in and get drunk?
They don't want you to bust up their merchandise.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you ever?
I'm the guy you want to get drunk. I'll be buying all that Josh Allen stuff.
All right, you can come in.
What would do you ever bring in athletes or anybody?
We haven't actually officially partnered with anybody to bring them in. However, we are partnered with the Red Wings and the Amherst.
Oh, cool.
So we get Red Wings players in all the time. Brady House, he's a great guy. He's in the store all the time. He's one of the big prospects for the Red Wings.
Yeah.
Probably be in the Nationals before the season's over. Dylan Cruz, who's in the big leagues now. He was in the store a few times.
He was just saying they sponsored the Ryan Miller Amherst retirement.
We the Hobby just sponsored the Amherst We the Hobby Ryan Miller jersey retirement night.
Cool.
We did, I think it was 500 or 1,000 joint We the Hobby Ryan Miller cards that he actually signed for the first 500 people that went to his signing. So that was cool. But yeah, we try to do stuff. May 16th, actually, we are partnering with the Red Wings for an event there. It's firework night. We're going to have a booth set up. I'll be there with a few of our other staff. We'll be selling stuff. We'll be giving free stuff out. It'll be a lot of fun.
I wonder if we should go down on some trade day.
I want to go.
You know what I mean?
It's the third Saturday of every month.
Like do a show down there. Just
that'd be great.
That'd be kind of fun.
Let's do it.
I don't know. I'm curious about it.
We already have the studios.
Oh, you do?
Oh, we have 6 studios in our building.
You have 6 or 6?
6.
Oh, I thought you said 6.
They are sick.
Yeah.
We had the guy who did Sports Center's lights come do our lights. So it's very professional. All of our IT guys are all RIT graduates. Everything's
They have a studio that they do a lot of the openings and the breakings on right in the retail space. Right in the retail space. You can sit there and watch them do it.
We actually have guys who will come in and buy a spot in our break, sit at the tables, drink a beer, and watch their cards get opened right in our store. Right because we have a big plate glass windows.
Yeah.
So you can see into the studio. Almost like they're zoo animals.
Yeah.
You just kind of stare at them.
Kind of like this.
It's pretty cool.
I'd like to
really
see
cool.
it. Yeah. Very, very good.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you coming in. I didn't know much about it. And Kevin said to me, and I go, yeah, well, if you would like to, I'd love to.
Like I said, we stopped down. I'd seen the advertising on the billboards on the expressway.
Yep.
And a couple hockey dads and I decided we were going to go with the boys.
Yeah.
And we spent probably 2.5 hours there before they had the liquor license. We'd have been there for 4.
Yeah.
They had liquor.
Beer and wine, not quite full liquor.
And then they had a monthly contest.
Wine is good enough.
Beer and wine's good enough.
You don't need that.
We don't need people doing shots and getting sloppy.
They had a monthly contest.
Throws up all over the
I ended up winning the monthly contest.
Yeah, he won the contest.
So I went back.
Yep.
Wait, what did you win?
I won a James Lofton autograph card. I think
it was the Panini Player of the Month contest he won. So I reached out to Kevin first, emailed him saying, hey, congratulations, you're our winner. Stop in. I think you got like a James Lofton autograph card to 15.
I got a hat. I got shirts. I got
Yep.
Nice.
Also,
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Tyler's been wearing all the stuff.
So
Yeah, we do free giveaways constantly.
is Panini a brand of cards?
Yeah, Panini is
'Cause
arguably the
It's not
biggest
just a
brand.
sandwich.
No, I was
Yeah,
just
it's,
saying.
it's not just a sandwich.
I'm going.
That was Monday
watch me-
night.
Watch
That
me
was
go.
Monday with
No.
BTV.
We serve paninis with the cards, you fucking moron. I didn't know. All right, so because I only knew like the best when I was a kid was Tops.
Yep, Tops is still around. Tops
Fleer
owns
was
baseball.
coming up.
Upper Deck.
Yep, Fleer and Upper Deck.
Dominus.
They were
Upper Deck's all
baseball-
hockey now.
Oh, they are.
Yep.
Who does football?
So football's Panini. So Tops also does football, but it's unlicensed.
Okay,
So
they
it's
do
really
it.
so basically it's really kind of weird.
Wait, can
because-
they do that?
So
Because the NFL
they're
is
actually
so
they're in a
fucking
legal
weird.
they're in a legal battle right now, Fanatics and Panini, for the rights to the NFL Players Association, so they can sign. So right now, Panini can put like the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
Tops can just put Los Angeles. They can't put Rams. They don't, and they also can't put the team logos or anything with the team on it.
So why even make the fucking card?
I'll tell you,
You make money.
Exactly, money, because Fanatics.
Actually, that would be interesting to have, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, so they own the autograph rights to Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams, who are the two biggest rookie quarterbacks from this past year. So you cannot pull those guys' autographs out of any Panini product. So if you want to get a Jaden Daniels rookie auto, you have to get it out of the unlicensed Tops product.
Oh,
I remember.
So that's why you would still want to buy it, because everybody obviously wants Jaden Daniels rookie autos and Caleb Williams rookie autos.
how
I
much
remember
is it?
Panini back in the day used to do the sticker books.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
they still do.
Oh, my
They still
kids,
do.
my kids used to love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
get the
did
hockey
that.
book and you put the pack of stickers. You
Yeah.
try to fill
I did
all
the
book.
Next time you guys
baseball.
stop in, I'll give you some, because we have a ton in the back. I'll give
Oh,
you
my
some.
my
We have
kids
tons.
loved them.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of them.
What about, okay, so how much does an unlicensed Jaden Daniels autographed Tops card go for?
Anywhere. So if it's like just the base one, meaning
Yeah.
not numbered or anything like that, they'll sell for $300-400, maybe a little bit more.
It's like, so weird.
Yeah, well, the top ones, even if you get like one of the 1-on-1 autos, they'll sell for 40 to 60,000, even unlicensed,
Can you
for Jaden Daniels.
All right.
Who was the first ones to grab stuff like cutting up the jerseys, or like WWE? They cut up pieces of the ring from like
It's-
WrestleMania.
I definitely remember seeing jerseys cards as far back as like the 90s. So I would have to think maybe Tops. I don't know for sure, but
'Cause that's kind of where it made its
Maybe
turn
even
to get
Flair.
into that one of
Exactly.
one kind of stuff.
yeah, and
I'm curious, as you're saying this, like, I know somebody, or we know somebody who is in the sneaker game.
Yep.
He'll go,
they go hand in hand.
he goes, travels all over. He'll buy sneakers cheap,
Yep.
hold on to them, and then sell them.
Oh yeah.
He said he makes north of $200,000 a year
Oh yeah.
with sneakers.
I
Is there a similar thing you can do with cards?
There is, but just like the sneaker game,
Sounds
there's never any
hard.
guarantees. It is hard. It's time consuming. This is why everybody's like, well, why don't I just do that? It's very time consuming. You do lose a lot. And sports cards, the way to do it is like, let's say you buy a big rookie when they're first come out,
Yeah,
and then that rookie becomes Tom Brady or somebody really good. Then obviously you're sitting on a gold mine,
but you
Or-
don't know.
or you don't
becomes
know.
Nathan Peterman.
or becomes Nathan Peterman, exactly, and he's out of the league in a few years. Or Josh Rosen, when people thought he
Yeah,
was going to be the next
yeah,
Peyton Manning,
yeah.
and I don't think he's in the NFL anymore.
Yeah.
But the other way to do it is to buy cards raw, which means not graded, and then grade them and sell them for more money.
Wow, that's very impressive. The I would like. I'm thinking I got to get like you would go get a Shador card.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
we do
Yeah.
have some. We actually just
No,
sold the
but
Travis Hunter card.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
gone down and they've done a third.
no,
shelf
but I'm
now.
saying
Yeah.
They used to be on the top shelf.
But you got to wait till when would the Shador Sanders rookie Browns card come out in
So-
2026?
No. So
Probably fall.
so the earliest rookie cards we'll get from this draft class that just happened in April. We'll get the collegiate draft picks, which means they're still in their college uniforms, but that stuff will start coming out in about 2 or 3 months. Their first pro uniform stuff will come out probably around like October, November
Okay,
of 2025.
all right. I might want to go get a Shador rookie card.
I think a lot of people are going to, because
Yeah.
I think his value is going to be somewhat low to begin with,
Yeah,
because he was a 5th round pick, and they have 5 quarterbacks on the roster, even though
Yeah.
they equate to about
he may
one.
not even make the team.
He might not even make the team. I like Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know much about Dylan Gabriel, but All right, we will take a break. Tom, nice to meet you.
Yep,
And
thanks for having me in.
I think we should explore going in someday and just
the
seeing the
place
trade.
is cool.
Yeah.
I was blown away.
23 Arlington. Rochester.
It's not your old back in the day sports card.
You
store.
come with us?
That's what we strive for.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No
Definitely.
comics or anything either, right?
No comics. We do have memorabilia.
Yeah.
We sell jerseys, helmets, bats, photos, and then obviously cards.
Okay.
With some baseballs in there. I
Yep.
thought.
Tell your
baseballs,
friend
yeah.
he can come in. Why he's walking away.
I have a friend all the way out here.
I don't
I
know.
got friends everywhere, Mark.
We'll take a
Spies
moment. I
everywhere.
got an interesting email.
no.
This letter might be a surprise to you, is what it says, and I'll give you my response when we come back.
What's her name? Why is she pregnant?
This may be my favorite. One of my favorite Van Halen songs. I shouldn't say my favorite.
Best of both worlds?
I know. I'm kind of surprised at that too.
What?
Best of both worlds is your favorite Van Halen song?
I said it's one of mine. I always liked it. What's the other one?
Summer Nights sounds like this.
Yeah. No. I'm thinking of. Yeah, I didn't hate this whole album.
5150 is a great album.
Yeah.
They're all great albums. This is not.
Right, I was shocked too.
This is not something a Van Halen fan would say is their favorite song.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
He's not a Van
I would
Halen
say I'm a Van Halen.
So what a John Hyatt fan would say is their favorite Van Halen song.
Maybe, quite possibly, yes.
John Hyatt wrote this for Sammy Hagar in 1973.
Kevin talked about the person in radio who does the Collectibles show, and then they said I didn't like this person, and I did not like the person, but
You didn't like anybody in radio.
Well, there was a lot of people there that were very unlikable.
I don't know that. I don't remember not liking people in radio. I would love.
I can think of the people.
You know, what would be
I
a fun.
I can remember days of sitting in the studio and you just ripping off a list of people that you fucking couldn't stand and tolerate.
I was on that list.
No,
I was on that list. I sat in this fucking studio.
Hang on a second. Mark was never on the list, but I was on Mark's list.
All right.
I was on Mark's list too.
Yeah.
I blame somebody.
No. You made the choice.
No, I was
You chose sides.
No, I was misled.
He was hanging out with a former girlfriend of mine.
Right, but I started hanging out with her because I was hanging out with somebody who hung out with her.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
That owned a bar.
Yes.
So that's how I got into that.
So Pussy made Bill Moran an asshole.
Yeah, usually.
So that was the only reason.
Yeah, but they probably. I don't even know if they talk shit about me or not. I have no idea.
But back then?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Remember some weird stuff going on. But in terms of people, there was nobody I didn't really like, unless you're talking more the sales side of things.
Oh, you hated sales.
Well, they were just.
There was like three salespeople that you could tolerate.
I did like a few of them, yeah. But
there was a lot of management you didn't like either, other than the upper management.
Yeah, upper. I was
the other half. The upper you weren't a big fan of.
I couldn't. No, that's true too. That's true too.
I can list off all the names of the people I remember you not liking.
You should do that.
You were fired 3 times.
2.
Okay.
2.
I thought there's another time.
Oh, that might have been. I don't remember.
R.I.P.
I almost got fired in.
R.I.P. Lick McPansy.
I remember Dave King going up and batting for you, going to Rick McKenzie. I remember that and freaking bitching him out.
That was before Bill fucking threw him under the bus.
Wait a second.
Yeah. You don't know that?
No.
Yeah.
What happened?
Nothing. McKenzie went in and Dave and Kano went off on him. Said, people make mistakes. He goes, he goes.
Yeah, but that wasn't a mistake.
I don't remember.
That was definitely on purpose.
He was trying to get me fired again? It's like McKenzie?
No,
when you got fired from the zone.
Oh, when I got fired from the zone.
Yeah.
People make mistakes. Yeah, that was not a mistake.
That was a mistake.
Bullshit.
I left the 2 pots down. It was a mistake. I didn't do it on purpose.
When I worked at WYSL,
you left them down on purpose because you knew they were listening to your station in a hotel somewhere.
No, I didn't leave them down on purpose. But it is funny, but I really didn't. I swear to God.
You've told me you did it on purpose.
No, well, I was drunk and lied.
No.
Because I didn't do it on purpose. But go on. Go on. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know Kano went to bat for me.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And that many years later,
See, that's why you're an asshole.
Why?
Drove the mobile home of rock and roll right over him.
Well, I didn't drive the mobile home.
I'm going to tell you I got stories about that fucking thing.
What? The mobile home rock?
Because Chance used to drive it for us. Remember that? And so he used to park it outside my house. He'd pick up a girl wherever we were, and he'd go out and he'd just park outside my house.
Wow.
Yeah, that thing got a lot of action.
Yeah.
I remember one time we did a show. They were doing a live broadcast at Marina when it was down on the lake by Harrimas. And Charlie was taking off with it. And you were being a dick trying to hang out the back of it. And Charlie just started going. You're like banging on as hard as you stop. I'm going to die. I'm standing there just laughing my dick off.
That would be me.
Do you remember the kid that was in High Falls driving it and he turned the corner and he smashed 3 cars?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. No, I didn't know that one.
Do you remember when I had a parked car with the CMFN Brockport.
What? You hit it? Oh, you did?
Yeah. I don't think I ever told you. That was when you were promotions director.
Oh, I think we hit.
And I wasn't going to say anything until somebody saw me.
Yeah. Did they see you?
Yeah, some guys run up and bang on it.
Yeah,
You hit that? No, I didn't.
Yeah, CMF. I'm doing a documentary about that station would be fun.
They should.
You know what I mean?
That's like
because
what, 70, 60, 70 years.
Yeah, if you go back to its original thing, and then it would be interesting to see all through. It would even. I always wish they had done just on Weeze alone some kind of documentary or series.
They probably will.
Well,
Who's do documentary?
Who?
There's a lot of people that can do documentaries. We have Doug Phelps. I mean,
No, I understand. Yeah, no one will see it. I'm just saying, like,
the cat's not there anymore.
No. The cat's out of the bag. It sucked.
He's going to be so pissed at us.
Tell him the fuck off.
Who started at CMF? It was Tony Infantino, wasn't he one of the first morning guys there?
Yeah. It
Him
was
and Dino
him.
too, wasn't he?
I don't know. I don't know about
Dino was an intern there.
Yeah, I think he was a
Spazzano. Was it Spazzano on
He was an intern.
Yeah, I thought.
They
Yeah,
all were interns, then they all went to PXY. That's what that. Because Dino's worked at every station.
It's just knowing Dino. He's been around for how long? Since I was a kid.
He's the nicest guy ever.
Absolutely.
He's one of the ones I've stayed friends with, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. That fucking place.
But he's been on the radio since I was a kid.
Yeah, so is Scott.
Yeah.
So's Tony.
But no, Simon Jeffries.
Oh yeah.
What was his? Yeah, he was the morning.
He was a morning guy.
He was, and
He's the guy now.
Was Unk there at the beginning?
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know if Unk was or not. Well, we say the beginning of being classic, like album oriented rock.
Like the 60s.
Yeah.
Was it the 60s?
Yeah. I think it was more the 80s when they flipped to that, because it was like the community music format before that.
I know Kano came from Q92.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The
92 MJQ.
Simon Jeffries, his real name is Mike Rockwell, and he got into the sales side of things, and I pretty successful over
Yeah,
there.
he was good.
His kid shows up on one of the funniest people Rochester contests, and the kid certainly had a whole style and everything. And I don't know where he is now. I don't know what he's doing, but he was had some chops. He could do some jokes, just a whole different style. Like I remember laughing out loud, and then I find out who his father is. But that guy would do funny things, like say things. It was one of these things where I don't even know how to articulate this properly, but I would never want to be one of those guys that took myself too seriously in that business to a certain degree.
I'm gonna book a mystery guest one of these nights if he's here. That took himself way too seriously.
Why?
Oh, I can.
And I know you will love him, and I'll tell you who it is. I just won't tell you when I'm booking him.
Okay, who is it?
Norm.
Oh, the Barstool. I used to call from the CMF studio. Norm and the Barstool they moved me 4 to 9 and told me after 6 o'clock I could do whatever I wanted.
He used to do like 7 to midnight.
So yeah, and I used to call Norm up, and his real name was Justin.
Yeah.
And I'd go, hey. He goes, I'm gonna come down there and open up I go, yeah, we're right after Justin just put another sandwich in my mouth. I don't remember something. He would get so mad, but I would do it over and over. Oh, we used to just call up and play fart sound effects down the phone line to the guy.
Just another sandwich.
But Simon Rockwell, Simon Jeffries, I think he once said to him, "Hey, 35 years of rock and roll," like he worked in the business. But he was a nice guy.
I don't know. He was a good guy. Yeah.
Hit on my wife a few times.
Norm on the bar still. No, that's another one. I'm going to tell you what.
Maybe you should have let him.
I'm going to tell you right.
Well, why don't we just take this little meander here for a little bit, little meander over. There's a lot of stuff, like a lot of pushback now on this Bill Belichick thing and the CBS Sunday Morning. I don't know if you heard it, where Bill sits down for an interview.
Yeah, I think I did hear this.
I think it's this. I think
Let's hear it.
How did you guys meet?
I'm not talking about this.
No.
Off mic.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable.
Yeah, okay.
I've seen you do interviews the exact same way.
You know darn well
when
he
you were
paid
married.
for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not. Well,
This was you when you were married. This
Yeah,
interview.
but I don't.
We're not talking about that.
I don't remember that coming up when I was married. I can tell you other things that went on that I didn't like or appreciate to that extent. But this is getting like a whole lot of stuff. Bill, I guess there was a piece in his book where he said, I fucked up. And that became, and so he wrote a whole email about there's so much more to this book. The media is just going to pick up on this one catchphrase, I fucked up. And I don't know.
The only thing the media has really picked up on in the book is the fact that he did not once in the book mention Robert Kraft.
Oh.
Not one mention of Mr. Kraft.
Well, sort of like not mentioning Sam Hager and freaking
yeah. It's just so I'm watching this and there's a lot of people saying because he's got the name of the book is The Art of Winning and it's all about his life in football and it's supposed to give you some I guess some insights on how to do things, right? A lot of these coaches write motivational type books or even their stories.
Like the Krzyzewski book you tried to get me to read 42 times.
But he has a quote saying I fucked up, but her jumping in and a lot of people are saying that like insiders, and who knows what's really true and what's not true, is that she's all over this stuff. Like she's involved in every aspect of his life, in business life and everything. Like, we know the emails, but somebody said there were two schools of thought that people have presented to me, and then I'll take it to where we were going before. One is he losing it?
I said that last night.
Yes, that was you who said it. Okay, is he losing it? And it's a fair question. The other that somebody said was, is it possible that Bill Belichick is one of these sort of autistic savants who can focus so well on one thing better than anybody? Like he'll just focus on football and
like
his
he's
mind.
The Rain Man of football.
Well, in a way, I mean, come on, man. Who else has won 6 Super Bowls? And I granted, huh?
He's won 8.
Oh, he's won 8. Okay, excuse me. And the fact that the guy has been able to do that, didn't he only win 7 as a head coach and
6
1
with the Patriots and 2 with the Giants?
2 with the yeah, but he wasn't a
He was
head
defensive coordinator.
Okay, so that's what I mean. But even there, big parts of that. So the guy is so focused on this that he does so well that the rest of it, maybe he always had people that just sort of, but he wrote a book. That's the thing. I can't figure that out because you were saying how much people loved him.
He didn't write a book. Let's be honest.
Do you think she did?
No, he told stories. I want to write a book. I tell my story to Mark. Mark writes the book.
Yeah.
That's how these guys do it.
Well, does he say?
He's not sitting there typing away at his
Belichick
little
is, no.
Apple IIgs.
But I wondered if,
he's probably got a word processor.
But I honestly wondered if she did. Like, she's not, I mean, she's a very bright young woman.
If she wrote the book, her name would have been on it.
Oh, that's
because then she's getting paid.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. But here's what I'm hearing about that CBS interview. Because a lot of people go, why did CBS leave that in there? Such an awkward moment. Why would you leave it in there? And somebody goes, reading between the lines, they think that was not the only time she interrupted. That's the only time CBS left it.
No, they cut about 40 minutes of the interview out. She stormed out once, and he didn't follow her, and she was pissed.
Where the fuck did you see that?
I got sources.
Really? That is interesting. So what is it with this young woman?
Maybe she's just a...
Is it like a
C?
Well, I don't know, but it's like a power... You look at stuff and you go, oftentimes when you hear 72 and 24, right, you start to think of Anna Nicole Smith in some sense, right?
Right.
She was, and Belichick isn't there clearly in terms of what that old guy was, but it's usually for money or something along the way. I can't tell. I don't know.
It's all about clicks now. If you can get clicks in your name and you're a social media influencer now.
So
her name comes out in social media.
So Kevin, you know that she stormed out, and there were other
instances where
this is hell for Belichick.
I would have.
I mean,
if it was me, I would be in hell. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah,
is the poontang that good to put up with all this bullshit?
Well, when you're not married and there's no legal entanglement, I would say no.
But I'm Bill Belichick. I could probably get anything I want. If I'm pulling 24, I can pull anything I want.
Probably.
I could probably call Jennifer Aniston and say, "Hey, you want to go out for dinner?"
No, she's not going to. Well, maybe.
Well,
Who does this say?
She's never. Jennifer Aniston is not going with Bill Belichick.
Okay, but I
But
get
Bill
the
can call.
analogy. I get the analogy. But I will say, yes, I had many awkward moments, many when I was in radio and stuff, that of things that would go on that I wasn't aware of. Like I walked into boss's office and
I wonder if she's setting him up for something.
oh, like what?
I don't know, but she's got pictures, something, and something. She's got to have something on him, I would assume.
Okay, here's the other
Because
thing.
any normal thinking guy, yeah, the poon is good,
Yeah.
but at a certain point,
It's like fuck it.
it's you don't want to deal with it anymore.
Okay. All right. You're gonna have me going all over the place, which is fine. It's a podcast. I've always wondered, being a father of a son who's 24. Not that my son's coming home with a 72-year-old woman,
He's coming home with Marge.
but okay, how? Well, I don't even know how I would handle that. I don't know what I would say. I'm assuming I don't know much about the Hudson. Her name is Jordan Hudson family, but here's something, and I'll just lay it out there because it was interesting and it sort of jumped off the page to me. Father and mother used to have their own family business in Maine until COVID, and they ended up going bankrupt. And now her father is the manager of an Arrows sex toy shop in, I don't know what city in Maine, Bar Harbor, Portland, I'm not sure. And
What kind of business do they have? Do you have an idea?
what do you mean?
You said they had their own business that went bankrupt.
Yes,
Do you know what they did?
I did. Kevin,
I'm assuming
and I
it
don't
wasn't in the sex industry.
It wasn't. But how weird is that? Like, it almost makes you go, well, maybe they're tolerant of things. Maybe they just go, as long as you're happy. I don't know. You're not going to be able to control your adult child. You know what I mean? You can advise and you can say, well, whatever, or at least lend a listening ear. But when it comes to your adult kids like that, I don't mess too
It's like
much.
going from CEO of Kohl's to running to being a
This
manager
is-
of Spencer's.
This is what, dude, I was like, an Arrow, they only had to put it in the article because it was an Arrow sex store. Like, who's the best? But who knows? Maybe they do great online business. It's quite possible. I don't know.
I don't know I mean, there's still plenty of sex shops out there, so they
Yes.
got to be doing the.
Yeah. Well,
Good
Mark almost
bunch of
worked at
retail.
one.
Yeah, I almost worked it.
Mark-
But how long ago was that?
Not long ago. We were doing the podcast. He was interviewing to be, right?
Just work overnights.
Yeah, he was going to work overnights. We were trying to talk him out of it, going, don't do it.
No,
But
you're
there's got to be.
No, but
You
not. I
You know,
thought it was.
you know how much freaking
Yes,
stuff I
well,
would
we
have?
did say. Well, what a great stories too.
But they got to be doing some sort of good retail business if they're still there.
Oh no, shit.
Border wise.
100%. Yes. And so if the guy's a good manager, I don't know. I just thought that was sort of telling because look, if you work in sex, you're probably a little more tolerant, is my point. You're more tolerant of things. So where some parents may freak out that you're bringing home a 72-year-old man and be like, hey, as long as you're happy, hey, let me throw in a cock ring just for pleasure. You know, I don't know.
Oh my God.
But I will say, having been in a relationship where there was a lot of input, it can be overwhelming. It can be uncomfortable.
It can be abusive.
I've walked into offices not knowing that calls had been made on my behalf without my half knowing. I had no idea. And hey, there were a lot of things like that. So, yeah.
That's why you don't marry someone you work with.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think a lot of people
Don't put your CD in the company player.
I understand. I think there are a lot of people who it does work. I mean, there are people who it does work out for. I can think of people right off the top of my head right now.
I'm thinking of people that didn't
I
work out
can think
for.
of everybody in that building downtown that it didn't work for.
Well,
I'm thinking of Danger and Waters.
That's the
That's
only.
the only one I can
That's
think
the only
of.
one I can think of that's lasted that long.
I don't know who else was together.
Salespeople ended up with traffic people.
Sales managers ended up with salespeople.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
only ones that's ever lasted was Danger and Sandy.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. I
Don't forget, I worked at PXY for a year.
yeah.
I hated that fucking job. When our
Those are
news called,
Yeah.
and offered me a job,
Yeah.
I couldn't leave fast enough.
Good.
And
For,
it was,
that's good for you.
Well, here's the funny thing. You tell people, work to see my PXY, and they go, I went to see my went to PXY, and they go, oh, it must have been nice working for Scott, getting away from Wheeze. I go, no. I'd work for Wheeze. I would rather work for Wheeze 100 times more than Scott.
I will
Scott
say
was difficult. He's a friend of mine. He's a good guy. I'm not trashing him, but he was really difficult to work with. Wheeze was too, but Wheeze was in a different kind of way.
A lot of them are difficult. I mean, Kevin Carlson was difficult to work for. He was very, very particular.
Yeah.
Pete would bust balls like you'd never know.
Yeah.
I mean, Scott's on the air for that long. He has his ways. So that was,
I think some of my funniest times were with the Wheeze and that whole show. I mean, there were some really, really, really funny things. And of course, I got to be a dick, and manipulate things behind the scenes.
Right.
That were certainly. We had Nate Pace on the other night. I tiptoed into a story, but he didn't
not reciprocate.
He did not reciprocate at all. But there was a time where there was a young woman who was an intern at the radio station, very popular. Everybody really liked her. I had her babysitting my kids, and then other people found out she was babysitting my kids, so they had to babysit their kids as well. And
that's who you think it is.
Yeah, and then she started dating a player. And that player was making, I think, as a kid, he was making like $700,000. Well, I remember the numbers because she spewed them out. And then I remember her rolling into a Wegmans in a white, God, I don't know if it was an Escalade, a white Cadillac Escalade, and all leather interior, and in a white bikini, and rolling down the window and going, "Hey."
Wait a minute. I don't know if I know who
you know
this
what it
is.
is.
Well, I don't know if he does. And then what happened was she calls in from someplace, and it was a client that she had just gone to this spa, and she starts bashing it. A little bit. Yeah. Starts bashing it a little bit. And then
I know who she is, but I didn't know her.
And then the thing was that her boyfriend, hey, is he going to be with the Amex this year? No low end for us was the phrase.
Did she get a little Josh Allen's first girlfriend?
Oh, it sounds like it.
In terms of what?
Getting into that lifestyle?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, you're talking, definitely small town kid. Did
he ever make it to the Sabres?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Yes. So
who was?
So,
but I know.
I'll tell you off there. Right. So now it's like no low end for us. We're going all the way to top. Well, the Sabres got a hold of that, and they didn't pull him up on purpose. And then Nate Pace asked Wheeze at a card table, because you can look it up. Nate had a gambling thing that there was a bust, and anyway, you can see it all on Wikipedia. I don't need to tell you about that shit. But at a card table, he goes, "Hey," and I get a call, "Bruh, can you get somebody to make a CD of that phone call?" And I'm pretty sure it was Nate. Got it, and then they played it in the locker room of her saying no low end, blah blah blah. I bring this up because it's sort of like a parallel to Jordan Hudson and Bill Belichick.
Yeah, you're right.
You understand what I'm saying? You shouldn't be saying things, and I don't know what it is, because I would always feel bad myself, like I'm trying to help you. Those would be the things back. And I'd be like, but it's not. It's not. It's
that's exactly
like my nuts are in your purse, and I don't want my nuts in your purse. I want them in my sack. And those were the things that. So I think sometimes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, he tells you who it was.
Yeah,
the player.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they held him back, but Nate asked for that. Well, the next day I manipulated a phone call going with a woman, and we're about to go to. We's trying to go to break. I go, "You got to take this call, man. You got to take this call." So he takes the call. It's a woman, but it's all set up. But nobody knows it but me, that it's completely set up. "Oh my God, I can't believe so-and-so called in and said that yesterday. What happened to," and all you hear is, "Oy vey, brah." Oh! And he starts going on about his wife and my wife talking together and how they were so upset with it and blah, 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 blah. And I just I turned it into a mushroom cloud.
Are they still married?
No, they never got married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Oh, the way you were talking, I figured they were married.
No. Well, I think that was where her head was at. I think that this may have been the straw that broke the proverbial
just
hockey stick.
just like Josh Allen's ex
Yeah,
girlfriend.
and it can happen.
That's why he got rid of her.
Yeah.
Notice he's been playing a lot better football since she's been gone.
All right, we will take a moment. I apologize, but yes, I can relate a little bit to the Belichick thing, and I love knowing that the rumor that I read about this not being the only time that the interview that she interrupted, that she actually stormed out. Thanks to Kevin, I'm highly intrigued by that. We'll be right back.
You're talking to
What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you're looking at me like you did something, you're doing something wrong.
I was laughing because the story that we told about somebody, I had one of my uncomfortable work moments with that person. This young girl, and we're going back 25 years practically, not 30, but to 25. I'm going to go maybe 20, somewhere in that range, right? And she had a big hat on, and the sales guys were coming out of a meeting, and it's just shit that just to show you, like, the world has changed. It doesn't fly today, and it didn't fly then, because she said, so I'm right behind her, and I hear, hey, you can leave. I'd like to see you with just the hat on. I think that's just the comment. I like to see you with just the hat on was one. And then another guy's like, oh man, I'd like to knock the hat right off. They're like, okay, those are like the two comments,
and
right?
I probably know exactly who it was.
Well,
Yeah, because they were not radio producers, but they were sales producers,
Right.
so they could say it.
Yes. And so these two chops,
It wasn't like when you sold.
these two
Right.
these two chops say it, and then she says, they made me really uncomfortable. Now I'm like,
Fuck you.
not fuck you.
Because she's not used to that, right?
Well, that made me uncomfortable. It doesn't matter. She vocalized it in a time when we are okay. Like, you got sexual harassment stuff. So I'm going.
Oh, there was all the stuff.
Well, it was starting to come out when. Don't forget, they had all the sexual harassment shit at the radio station.
Right.
Like, they got drove for talking on the air about somebody's panties.
And these idiots are going. And
But
these
but
idiots,
this was well after the other issue that they
Yes. But
But years after.
No, it's not that many years after. No, that was 99, 2000. Like that one you're talking. If that's the one you're talking about,
And this was like mid 2000, like 2005, 2006.
yeah. But I'm saying maybe it could have been 2004.
No, it was 5-6.
So she
Just knowing when.
okay.
Yes.
She so she says I'm uncomfortable.
you think she was really uncomfortable?
Yeah, I think she was.
Oh,
I think it
okay.
did make her uncomfortable.
Oh, okay, I thought
She's
you were.
like, oh god, that makes me uncomfortable. But I hear it. So I'm told, because at the time I'm married to somebody who's all up on this stuff, and I kind of go, hey, you got a couple of pigs on that side of the land, and what happened, blah blah blah. So now I've got to go to their boss and say, hey man, so I get pulled in with these two guys and their boss, who is an old school radio guy, nice guy, but old school. I mean, like, been through the. And he's like, hey, fellas. And they're like, fuck, man, all we were doing was giving a compliment. What the fuck? And I'm sitting there just going, these house apes are ever going to get it. And I don't even know what to say. And why am I here? Why do I have to deal with this shit? All I wanted to do was write dick jokes and make people laugh. That's it. That's all I wanted.
Well, you wrote dick jokes.
Here I am. That was it. Anyway, I want to read this little email I got today, because I didn't know these scams were still going on. But I found this in my junk mail. This letter might be a surprise to you, but I believe that you will be honest to fulfill my final wish. I bring peace and love to you. It is by the grace of God I had no choice than to do what is lawful and upon my life. My dear, I sent this mail praying it will find you in good condition, since I myself in very critical health condition in which I sleep every night without knowing if I will be alive to see the next day. I am Mrs. Tina James, a widow suffering from a long illness. I have some funds I inherited from my late husband, the sum of $11 million. My doctor told me recently that I have a serious sickness, which is a cancer problem. What disturbs me most is my stroke sickness. Having known my condition, I decided to donate this fund to a good person that will utilize it the way I'm going to instruct herein. I need a very honest and God-fearing person who can claim this money and use it for charity works for orphanages, and give justice and help to the poor, needy, and widows, says the Lord. Jeremiah 22, 15, 16. And also build schools for less privilege that will be named after my late husband, if possible, to promote the word of God and the effort that the house of God is maintained. I do not want a situation where this money will be used in an ungodly manner. That's why I'm taking this decision. I'm not afraid of death, so I know where I'm going. I accept this decision because I do not have any children who will inherit the money after I die. Please, I want your sincere and urgent answer to know if you will be able to execute this project, and I will give you more information on how the fund will be transferred to your bank account. May the grace, peace, love, and the truth of the word of God be with you and all those that love you and care for you. I'm waiting your reply. May God bless you, Mrs. Tina James. So I wrote back to Mrs. Tina James. Dear Sister Tina, your message arrived at the precise moment I was anointing my pet iguana, Ezekiel. Truly, the Lord moves in mysterious inboxes. I am ready to accept the $11 million, but only if it can be delivered via holy carrier pigeon or Venmo. Please confirm. Yours in grace and occasional confusion, Reverend Pickles W. McSalmon III.
I'd expect that.
A little funny, Kevin. Come on, you're a little funny. It's all right. Kevin didn't like it.
I didn't expect you to.
Yeah, I had to respond. Don't you respond?
Oh, shit.
It was funny. All right. Kevin's got a game, but this is old school, closest to the pin. This is not music related.
Okay. It's the old give the number. This is the one when math comes into play.
Oh, shit. All right, hang on.
I know. You're over there struggling.
Writing utensil.
Struggling.
Got my writing
bucket of
utensil.
them over here.
All right, here we go. I'm ready.
Saturday is the first leg of the Triple Crown,
Yeah.
the Kentucky Derby.
That's all right, baby.
What year was the first Kentucky Derby?
I think Charles Ingalls was there.
You're old if you're saying that. I forget we have to do math on these ones. Over there carrying sixes.
Oh, wait.
Oh, Lord. So I think this is why we stopped playing this game.
Just pick a fucking date.
Just a year. I'm at.
Oh, wait. Yeah. What year was the first?
What year was the first Kentucky Derby?
Hang
What were you just doing?
Hang on.
You're writing back to Iguana Lady?
We're gonna find somebody to bang the stupid out of you with the hat on. The man in the yellow hat. Holy Christ!
Hang on.
This one's hard. The next one's even worse.
So the Fairport Music Fest. Do you have to get here early to get parking in this parking lot?
You want to park here like yesterday?
All right, I got it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm staying at
What
Bill's
year it started?
What was the first Kentucky Derby? What year?
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
All right.
All right. I think I'm good.
The conclave to select the new pope is set to begin next Wednesday, May 7th. How many popes have there been in the Catholic Church?
Jesus Christ.
No, he was not a pope.
You're going all
He
the
was
way
the
back
son-
to like the
he was the
13th
son of-
century.
He was the Son of God.
Oh.
I don't know.
That's fucking what's wrong? You went to Catholic school. You should know the answer.
I got a 36 on my final theology exam. That's Bianchi. He probably got the same grade.
No, you probably did.
Let's see.
Yeah, we're going back to the 13th century. I mean,
I don't know. Are we going back to the 13th century?
they had popes in the 13th
They
century.
had popes a lot more than what you got there. Slightly better. You're still doing math over there?
No, I just put down a number.
Inducted by Mick Jagger. What year did the Beatles enter the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I have no idea.
The next two you're going to probably throw shit at me.
One's going to be that black Rubik's Cube. How can you get that one wrong?
Because you know
No, I
understand
know
what
it.
happens.
It heats
I
up.
explain it to you. It heats up and then
Smiles at you after a while.
Okay, what do we got?
On this date, 1992, the final episode of The Cosby Show aired on NBC. How many total episodes of
I
The
was
Cosby
gonna say how many
Show
people survived.
were produced?
How many total episodes of the Cosby Show were produced?
Might be similar to the number of indictments he had.
how many seasons was it on?
I don't know.
I'm thinking 7.
Yeah, I am too. That's what I wrote down. 7 seasons. So I'm trying to figure out. Oh, will you stop?
Bro, can't believe all this dead air.
Probably ruining my show.
Fine. Fuck
We're
you
in the
guys
show.
with your stupid games. Go on.
Since instituting the best of 7 format in the NHL in 1947 and for the NBA in 1936, how many game 7s have there been combined in the NHL and NBA playoffs?
Okay, got it. You didn't even write an answer down.
I am thinking about it. It's okay if you think about it, but I can't think about it.
NBA instituted 7-game format 1947, 1936 for the NHL. How many combined game 7s have there been in the playoffs? And last but not least, New York, long known for charging its residents to do just about anything, New York was the first state to start charging for a hunting license. In what year?
I might blow it on that one.
Back to the top.
Back to the top.
What
we
year
go.
was the first Kentucky Derby?
What'd you say?
1906.
I wrote 1880. I think it was 1885.
It was 1875.
Oh, I was off by 5 years. How about that?
Mark was off by a few more than that.
So I'm 5.
31 to be exact. I'll count that for you.
All right.
The conclave to select the new pope is set to begin next Wednesday. How many popes have there been in the Catholic Church?
I have no idea.
I have 100.
I put down 445.
Pope Francis was pope number 266.
All right, I was 200 off.
267.
But I
will be
thought
the
we
next
went back
pope.
to the 13th centuries for Pope. Wow.
Inducted by Mick Jagger. What year did the Beatles enter the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
1982 is what I said.
I put 86.
It is 1988.
Oh, Mark, nice. So I was off by 200 on the last 200 plus. So I already lost this game, Mark.
He was off by 166.
Yeah, but I said 445 and you said 226.
Yeah.
And I was off by 224.
He's at 170 something. On this date, the final episode of The Cosby Show aired on NBC. How many episodes were produced?
You know, I think my number's way too low.
What'd you say?
I did 167, but there's got to be
Jeez.
more than that.
I wrote even lower than that.
Yeah?
I said 115.
It's 208.
Yeah, see, I thought.
I lost. Fuck, I hate when I lose like this.
Since
Oh, the whole game wasn't even on camera.
oh well.
Mark crushed me.
You did it on purpose. You knew.
No, I didn't. I didn't do it on purpose. I swear to God, I didn't do it on purpose. But anyway, you crushed. Go ahead. Do your usual thing. There it comes. Mark throws his paper, but you won.
I know.
Yeah.
So I don't want to
Mark
get left
wins,
out.
Matt wins, Dan wins.
Yeah, I don't win.
Bill Miller wins.
I know. It shows how dumb I really am.
No, I'm dumb.
We'll get you in a one-on-one with Laura. Maybe you can beat her.
I think she'll win.
Yeah, she might. I might let her.
Down her leg.
We talked about the sperm races last night, and all I could picture was her when she talked about how that she just loves that.
She's probably a cheerleader for the sperm race.
She goes, I just love this, and I'm going. It's like I'm picturing her with her mouth open at Seabreeze, and we're just shooting a gun of look into her.
But it's not her mouth where she likes it.
All right. Yes, right. All right, that got gross. For Kevin Muir, another great game, and We the Hobby. Really, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Check them out.
For Mark, who nice to see you on something other than a Monday night.
Yeah.
You're really off Monday nights?
We already have. We're going to start doing Saturdays. I thought.
We might try to start doing a little bit of Saturday.
I don't even. Wouldn't you rather have me on Tuesdays?
That
There's too
seems
many
like a bad idea.
Why? Saturday morning, not night.
Morning.
No, we're talking like earlier in the day. Then we just don't do one on Sunday.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah, actually, you might be onto something there in the morning.
Why is it a bad idea?
Because I don't know what happens Friday night.
Can't you? I mean, you're 54 years old. Can't you be a little?
I am not 54 years old, so suck it. Yet. I'm Bill Moran. I'm not 54. We'll see you tomorrow.